Hello everyone and welcome to my brand new Let's Play. It's already been announced, you should already know what it is. If not, pause the video, check out my channel update, come back and you will see that my brand new Let's Play is Pokemon Emerald. Yeah, it's pretty cool. As you can see already, I've been making some adjustments to my setup, recording wise, or I haven't brought any new equipment, but you know, as you can see there, it is now in widescreen vision. Look at all that you can see. Look at that glorious title screen. Wait, you gotta wait for the emerald to come up for the full effect. Pokemon Emerald version. I think I already discussed why I picked this game in my channel update, so I won't go too into that, but I was thinking about doing sidebars like in Super Mario RPG, but then I realised that would be a lot of effort really and a lot of work, so instead I now record the whole screen, you know. Thanks to the Game Boy Advance emulator I can stretch it out and it actually looks fantastic. I put a lot of work into it, so you guys better appreciate it, so let's go, let's get into it. Of course it's a Pokemon game, so it has to start with this sort of intro where this weird little, where some guy, you know, in a lab coat says this weird little mutated animal thing, you can actually battle them, and we accept these weird little freak things here. Some of them are quite adorable, but this one right here is like a pond, it's a plant thing, so first, this is the first battle of the game, I would say, choosing your gender. You may be tempted, I was tempted to go for the girl just to mix it up, but you know, I'm a boy, I picked the boy character, my name's Tom. I was still going to call myself Tom if I did pick the girl, but yeah, this isn't the first game where you can pick a girl. Actually, Pokemon Crystal was the first one to do that, so I was just about to say, interesting fact, this is the first one, but no it's not, that's Pokemon Crystal, so yeah, that was Birch, and the weird thing with Birch, in the anime, they made him fat, and then like his icon, like his person icon on the main world is slightly fat, but at that beginning thing, he's slim, he's got quite a nice trim figure, so, you know, I don't know why or what happened, if he spoke to you, and then just went to KFC for a few weeks, and then that's what happened to him, maybe. So we start the game off in a lorry, and there's a lorry, pretty cool. And we're going to show up, and of course there's our mum, because at the beginning of every single Pokemon game we always chat with our mum a lot. Which makes sense, you know, seeing how you never really see her. Not in this generation anyway. In Generation 5 you see your mum quite a bit, she shows up. So this is their new house. Apparently the story of this is that you have moved here, and then you've moved into this quaint little town called Littleroot. I mean, that's a quaint name, so I think they, you know, a standard choice, and I'm not too sure if it's implied that there weren't Pokemon where they came from, or what region you actually have moved from, but I think there were Pokemon where they came from, but I guess now you're in a brand new region, the Hoenn region in fact, and you know, you have no idea what's going on. This would be a good time to leave home, obviously. So you come upstairs, you have to set the time, and I recorded this at, I think it was like 4 or something, let's see. Keep going, I know. Yeah, because this is an emulator, and this emulator doesn't really like do all the clock based stuff. My DS emulator is really good because it was actually day and night, although in this game there are no day and night, which I might talk about later, but yeah, there's no clock based events, as you've probably already seen, because it doesn't think it has any internal battery or storage or whatever came up, you know. So we're going into the computer, because one of the classic things to do at the beginning of the game is check your computer. And I don't know how the big Pokemon, what's they called? Slagroth, or the evolved form of Slagroth. I don't know how they set up the computer, but they definitely should, you know, get a lot of money for that. A little tip, a little, you know, a bit more money than they would. Because with those massive claws, how do you plug in a computer? It just doesn't work. So your mum is saying, go meet the neighbours, go see the town. I'm just going to sit here in this one chair, like I always do. And what is up with people in this town? I've just moved here and everyone's so surprised and shocked. I walk in, exclamation mark, ding ding ding, they run towards me and just say, hey, how's it going, see my daughter. Things like that, I don't know. This seems to be a sick, twisted place. So we come up here and we see something we can steal, so we try and steal it, but obviously we can't. You do actually have to try and steal that Pokeball for May to be triggered and to come into the room, so maybe I should go over my history with the 3rd generation for a bit. because this is standard Pokemon story stuff. You know, May is your rival in this game, but you're actually friends, or supposed to be friends, and she's the daughter of Professor Birch, so we should go and find Professor Birch. But yeah, my history was that the third generation's when I dropped out. I never played it. I just kind of thought, I've done the first, the second one's amazing, the third one's getting decent reviews, but it's saying that it's just a standard entry in the Pokemon series, so I thought, okay, I've kind of grown out of the trading card game, no longer have the duvet covers, and so yeah, I'd never played the third generation until a few years ago when I played it on an emulator, probably after Diamond and Pearl came out. So yeah, I never completed it. I got to like the 7th gym, so yeah, it's going to be really cool to play this game again. You know, I may not get everything correct, but I'm trying to get better, hopefully, so I actually pronounce names right. Like here, three starters: Grass, Trico, Fire, Torchic, and Water, Mudkip. They're pretty solid across the board, I would say, these 3 starters. I think Mudkip is probably the worst starter water type out of them all. That's not saying that it's bad. I definitely picked Mudkip because I love the water Pokemon, so it's a tradition now. I picked water type in both games, but you know, I think Mudkip probably is the worst. Maybe Piplup, or again, I've already forgotten that name. Is it Piplup? I've already forgotten the water start from Pearl. It's been so long ago. But yeah, Mudkip's still pretty cool. Water Pokemon are still pretty cool. So yeah, this is a bit more frantic, this beginning. It's very similar to the Pearl one. I would say the Pearl one kind of did rip this one off a bit, kind of. So you go and you see the Professor. Instead of the Professor saving you, you save the Professor. I don't know why he couldn't save himself. I'm sure he could have just wrestled that Zigzagoon to the ground, get it in like an arm lock, and you know, just make it, you know, you could probably kick a Zigzagoon until it leaves you alone. That's what I would have done. So this guy's so happy that you saved him that he will actually give you the Mudkip, which makes 10 times more sense than the one in Pearl. In Pearl, you robbed the guy, and then you just happen to go and see him, and then he just doesn't care. This is, you take his Pokemon to save him from the Zigzagoon, and then it's a reward. It makes 10 times more sense, that beginning bit. I don't know what they were thinking with Pearl. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, this Professor Birch, and as you can see, he is pretty chubby, I guess. I mean, you know, if you compare the two characters here, you know, he doesn't look that fat, but he still looks pretty chubby. And I did what I've always dreamed to do as a kid. I said no to a yes question, and it turns out all he said was, "Oh, go on, go meet May. She's a lovely girl. Maybe you two could, you know, if you know what I'm saying, battle Pokemon. No funny business. No funny business between you and May." But yeah, as I said earlier, I'm not 100% sure on things like this, so yeah, do leave a comment. I know there's a certain few of mine that likes to correct me on all the things I get wrong, because I do get a lot wrong, and that's my problem. But yeah, if I get a couple things wrong, don't be too surprised. You know, I haven't played this game in years, so it's really exciting to be playing it again. Actually, it's going to be a really cool let's play, hopefully. So we go in the wild thing. This is something that kind of became tradition, or not tradition, but kind of standard. Is that they gave you a gap between you and going to your rival Pokemon. I think the only one where you have to fight like one of your rivals, or your rival straight away, is the 5th generation and the 1st. The 2nd, because the guy robs the place, you're okay. The 3rd, you seem to have a break, and then the 4th, I can't remember when you fight Wally for the 1st, or Owl, as I called him, Owl. I'm not sure when you fought him, but I know you don't fight straight away because you have to save the Professor, so yeah, it's kind of weird that that became pretty standard, and it was nice to see it being returned in the 5th gen. So obviously the thing I would recommend doing before doing this battle, which is our first rival battle, is actually leveling up to level 6. You don't have to, I didn't, I got damn close, but it would seem like if you kept fighting wild Pokemon you would just get hit and lose health anyway, so any good you did from leveling up is going to get cancelled by the fact that you got headbutted by a Zigzagoon. So really, you know, I was quite lucky not to get hit in the grass, but that's the main thing. Maybe just run away, I guess. I think you're guaranteed to level up anyway, even if you didn't defeat any Pokemon on the way here from defeating this Trico, so it doesn't really make that much of a difference. And again, I don't think I have to explain the strategy of this battle. It's just keep using your attack your main attack, your offensive attack, like tackle or pound in Trico's case, and until you win. So I don't think I really need to explain the basics of Pokemon. I will anyway, you know, just for the new, if there's anyone else who generally doesn't know. You get a squad or a party in RPG terms. It's an RPG, and you go around with your party. You can catch new party members or Pokemon in the wild, and then you level these up and they will evolve, and then you use your party in turn-based battles. So that's pretty much it. You know, not too complicated. It's a very simple game. I mean, a lot of children do play this game, so are you dumber than a child? Because if you are, then that's your problem, buddy. Unless you are like a baby, then if you are a baby, then what are you doing watching this? Yeah, sorry, the audio is a tiny bit out of sync. Only for this part, though. I've definitely fixed it. It's not a problem. I mean, I just didn't really want to record this beginning bit again because I record in chunks, as you might know, because I think I mentioned it before. So we beat May, and it's mandatory that you have to go do that. You can't actually leave anywhere else. Because as you know, we went through Oldale Town, but we couldn't actually go. If you try to leave that place, you will get stopped by an artist trying to draw footprints in the sand, I believe. I think I checked that out earlier, so obviously next thing to do, return and to be like, hey Professor Birch, I beat your child. Your child's been beaten. I beat your daughter. So now that we're the best of friends because we had that battle, we can now yeah, we can get on with the rest of our friendship and hopefully be friends forever or something. So yeah, we get our Pokedex. The one thing about this beginning, that maybe it's true for all generations, but it does seem like it's just completely forced upon you. It's like, oh, by the way, don't you want to go out and, you know, have Pokemon? You only had a Pokemon because you saved Birch, and then you only kept it because he just gave it to you. I mean, it's kind of handy to have a Mudkip, I guess, but I mean, that seems to be the only reason, is that you were trying to be good, and now suddenly you have to become friends with someone, but you're a nice guy. You go and talk to May, you're like, hey May, how's it going? And she's like, let's fight, douchebag, and then you have to fight her, because she's aggressive apparently. And one thing I do like about this intro is that it does seem like everything just gets handed to you, which is kind of really nice, you know. It's like you get the Pokeball, so you don't have to worry about buying them. Your mum just comes out and gives you the running shoes, so you don't have to worry about missing them. And then you do actually just get given the town map, which is kind of a spoiler, but you know, you're going to see it anyway. So I didn't get a chance to heal Kips, which is the name I gave Mudkip, which is a name I'm definitely going to regret once it evolves, because Kips is obviously based off Mudkip, so yeah, probably should have named it something else, really. I do really like this beginning intro bit. It does seem very basic, you know, but it seems basic in a good way, you know. You're not messing about, trying to do stuff, getting lost, you know. Pearl seemed a bit all over the place, so the very first time I did it, I kind of was like, oh, what do I have to do? Because you do steal a Pokemon, that's theft. That's what you have to do, and this is all very nice, you know. There's a route straight away here. You know, very reminiscent of the first generation and the way they kind of handled that, you know, which I think is good, you know. Some people may think it's boring, but I think it's really good the way they did it. So Kips is level 7, so we're gonna go and try and catch a Pokemon, because that's the first thing you got to do in the first route, really. You know, in all the other generations, you should try and catch a Pokemon in the first route. I don't think I did in my Pokemon Y LP though. I did in Pokemon Pearl, but yeah, as you can see, I'm fighting a Whirlpool. And yeah, I'm going to catch it. Only level 2, I was kind of hoping for a better one, maybe a level 3, level 4. I know you can definitely get level 3 ones here, but level 4 is kind of a bit of a stretch. But I thought, you know what, I always talk about how much I like bug Pokemon, so I'm going to stick. I've never really had a bug Pokemon in my LPs before, so I'm going to catch this one and use this one, and you know, actually show that bug Pokemon are actually really good to anyone who doesn't really like them. And if you don't like them, what are you doing with your life? Come on, they're bug Pokemon. They're actually really handy and really good. And another name I'm definitely going to regret later is Gummy! I called it Gummy because it looked like it should be like a gummy Pokemon. Like, you know, you can actually like probably eat it and it'll probably taste like gummy, or be like a gummy bear. Maybe I'm just thinking a bit too much into this. Maybe I'm just too sadistic, but yeah, I reckon that Pokemon tastes like gummy. So now it's called Gummy. And this is probably this is the Pokemon Center. I don't really need to explain it, I don't think, and I'm going to show off my first 2 Pokemon, and I think that's going to do it for this part, pretty much. So, I've been HonestTom23, I hope you've enjoyed this first part, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment saying, Honest Tom, you're a sexy man, you know, something like that, something along those lines. So, yeah, expect more parts soon, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.